There he is.
Oh, there I was.
Oh, you're fuzzy.
Blurry
You're
as-
fuzzy. You're fuzzy. Wait,
where's-
let me straighten out this microphone a little bit here. What the hell's going on here? What the hell? There we go. What are you?
I'm doing some magical science here.
Usually, you're pretty good. There you go.
Damn it, that didn't work either. It will fix itself.
Well, I think it's because you came too close. That's why. There you go. Now try. You know what? I think it will straighten up. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Well, look who's back. Look who's back.
The man.
You saw my
myth,
tweet
the
today.
Legend.
You saw my tweet today, right?
I did, yeah.
It's nice to have you on the show, buddy, since you are part of the show. You know, it seems to be every other week now that you're coming on the show.
Oh, that's different now. It's changed. I'm here. Last week was a terrible situation, and it was great. I mean, I looked a bit different last week. I changed my name. I was called Jay. Oh dear.
Oh, you know what? Jay was great. I love Jay. He did a great job, and I was happy that he was able to fill in for you. It was kind of short notice, obviously, because of your situation, but he did a hell of a job.
Did a great job. Thank you.
Hell of a job. And I'm sure he'll at some point today he will come into the show and give his hellos. But no, Jay was great, and I'm glad you're back. And we have a couple of girls today that are absolutely amazing. I love them. I've been on their show, and I'm just looking forward to talking to them and interviewing them instead of them interviewing me. So it's a nice, interesting turnaround. But before we get to them, let's talk a little bit about Lex on where he was last week and what he's been up to.
Well, very simply put, I won the lottery. I went on holiday, and no, I'm joking. No, the apartments that I live in, there was a huge pipe burst in the building, so we got evacuated by the firefighters. Was it a week ago Wednesday? So it was living in hotels. We couldn't get our laptop and cameras because it wasn't essential.
Oh, okay.
Essential to me, but fine.
This seems to be a new word now, doesn't it? Since
it really
the
is.
Pandemic started, essential is the new word for everyone. Or at least for the government, right?
It really is. So, I'm tired of hearing it. So, but yeah, so that was that. And I was just living in a hotel checking in and out of hotels every single day for a week because they couldn't tell us anything about when we're going to be able to come home. So it was a bit of a ball ache, but thankfully they're going to reimburse me the money I've spent on hotels. Personally,
I did tell you that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'd looked into it after you said as well, because I know there was some dodgy ground they were trying to play us here. But yeah, so that should be sorted in the next few days.
Were they?
No, it is the fact they just couldn't tell us that the phrasing they used. They said that they might be able to reimburse us, and that's what we looked into. And obviously they have to, so we're just waiting for the package to come, which will explain who we're sending our receipts to and all that stuff. So the money will come back, which is great. Because it severely punched my wallet, so it's good to know that that's going to come back. But then my favorite thing, I think my other half is more happy to be home than I am. Like first thing she did was jump into bed and stay there, because there's nothing like sleeping in your own bed, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the hotel we were in wasn't a decent hotel; it was one of the cheapest ones, so it was just terrible. But I'm home. I'm back. I get to see you. That was to you and the audience. That's what that was for. That was for everybody.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know what? I'm not. And I know you watched the show last week, and me and you are bad for this. We don't toot our own horns at all. Really, we don't.
No.
Like we were asking people to submit to or subscribe to our channel or go watch our shows or anything. We're just not like that. We're not those type of people. But I got a fantastic compliment today, and I don't know if he's in the room or not, but he's actually he's not a new user on Parapost, but he's been on Parapost for a little while, and he gave me the best compliment today, and I thought it was incredible. And he said he's just started watching the Huntophobia videos on Paraflix, and he I don't want to say quote from word to word, but generally basically what he said was Huntophobia has the best series on Paraflix.
I actually agree with that. My top 2 shows that I watch in there is yours and Nightmare Projects. I think they're my personal top 2. Maybe I'm biased because you're a really good friend of mine, so obviously.
And Nightmare Project 2. And
Yeah.
Nightmare Project 2.
Very good friends of them too, but I think
you know
the
what?
ones I watch the most.
They haven't put up a video in a long time on Paraflix.
No, I don't know what they're doing or what they're working on, and maybe they're working on something big. Who knows? I haven't actually. I should probably message them at some point. I'll send them a message.
Yeah. So my point to that was, we for the people that are in the room right now, we are going to start shouting out every 15-20 minutes, subscribe to our channel, and then I'm going to put this thing up on top of the screen, subscribe to our channel. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just
but we would appreciate it because we've done this a while. We've done this for a little while now, and I think personally, I feel like this channel does need more than what we've got for the reach that we get. Because I found out the other day that someone that I work with watches our show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're into the paranormal stuff, but they don't want to follow the wrong channels. They don't want to follow the fake ones. So they actually tune into our show, and that's how they learn about all these other channels that they should go and.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
I just found out to Paraflix as well. So.
Oh, that's cool. I just found out the other day we are being watched in Denmark as well.
That's really cool.
So it's just we're getting all these people, but what's going on? They're not subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is fine. It's okay. We're here to promote everybody else, not necessarily ourselves. No. So is there anything you were telling me about an investigation before we came on? And you want to talk a little bit about that before we bring the girls up?
Yeah. So it's obviously everyone knows that I haven't actually done an investigation for a little while since I've moved house because the area I've got, there's not much around here yet, or that I've found anyway. But there's an interesting conversation I had with one of my partners, one of her best friends, who, funny thing is, even though I talk about this all the time, I wear my own merch t-shirts all the time. She forgot that I'm a paranormal investigator. So she was telling me that she was showing us a video of this thing she saw, and she was looking at me. She's like, I need to find someone that can do this for me. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I can do it. And I was like, what do you need investigating? And she's like, well, this house. And I was like, okay, fill me in a little bit. And she believes the last 2 years that she's been there, that that she thinks there's something in the house, but not something that's trying to scare them, intimidate them, or anything like that. But it does seem to have a really strong connection with her child. And so she's got a little girl. Okay. I can't remember her exact age, maybe 5 or below.
So could it be a relative that's passed on?
There's a theory that it is, but we're not entirely sure yet. But because I didn't have any much stuff with me because I was just on a flying visit. So I did a necrophonic session just to see if there's any validity. So I asked didn't ask any personal questions about what was in the house, but I was asking things like, what's your favorite color? Can you tell me my name? Which room of the house do you live in? Just stuff like this. And I got out of I think it was 6 questions I asked, I got 4 answers back, which correlated to the questions. So, and again, it's necrophonic, an app I trust. But if I had it, I'm still waiting to get a spirit box because I would have loved to have done that one. But I was like, okay, so that's something that's a little bit I can go on. Maybe there is something. So I set up an SLS camera and pointed it into, and she said that something like around the kitchen can sometimes have a bit of activity. So I just put my camera in the doorway, pointing at the doorway, so you can see into the kitchen, but you can see the whole living room from this camera. So I was like, you can sit, so there's no one walking through it. So and we were just sat behind, just watching our YouTube videos that we're watching. And obviously, when the SLS camera picks something up, it bleeps. And there was a figurine in the doorway.
Oh, cool.
And it's no lights on or in there. There was nothing humanoid in the doorway. So I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty good. And then I just turned the EMF on and up to yellow. So I was okay, this is, for me, that's enough to warrant a full investigation of the house. And obviously, because she's friends with my partner, I was more than happy to do it. So we're doing that. I'm just waiting for because she works in a school, so I'm waiting for them to break up for Christmas because she wants to take the daughter out of the house for the evening so I can spend a lot of time in there and do what needs to be done. And she wants to know if it's going to be a threat at some point, or if it's just a harmless little thing, or if it's a relative. So she's really keen on it. I'm really keen on it. I'm very excited for it. So that'll probably come out. That's going to be a third week of December. I'll be doing that. So the video will probably be the first one of 2023, 2022.
Oh, cool.
Should be.
I was going to say you're going to wait another year.
2022. So I think So I think 2022. It's probably going to be like hopefully if I can get it done at the right time frame and I can get it edited and sorted out properly, and she's happy with what I found and wants me to put it up. I'm hoping for a New Year's Day release for that one, but it's very exciting for me. It's my first ever time going to someone's property to do it.
That's cool.
So as you've seen,
it's going to be cool. Yeah, I love house investigations. Yeah, I really love house investigations.
This is definitely
that's great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But once you film it, how long are you going to take to edit it? There's another question.
Well, I'm actually pretty good. I actually set aside. So when I have 2 days off from work in the week, I have 1 day off that's 100% for my other half. So we go out and spend the whole day together, and we do whatever we want to do that day. My other day off is what I call it's not technically a day off. It's my work day because I work on YouTube videos I wake up, have a coffee, have a shower, and then I'll do videos until I go to bed. So I'm hoping I can knock it out in maybe two or 3 days of editing if it's going to take that long.
Cool.
But we shall see. But hopefully I can stick to my deadline this time.
So before we bring on the girls, there was a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. One, Parapost. I put out a tweet yesterday or early this morning. I put out a tweet. I think it was. I don't know what time it was. It was very early in the morning. I also put out some posts on Facebook saying that people that are syncing their YouTube to Parapost is doing extremely well. I did a total last night of 2,782 videos are going up onto Parapost that people can watch. I woke up this morning. There were over 200 more posted. So we have over 3,000 videos that you can watch, whether it's paranormal investigations, whether it's interviews or whatever. You can go to Parapost and watch those videos, and it's doing extremely well. We did have a couple of bugs at the beginning, but it seems to be working out now. They're doing extremely well. Before we came on air, we were talking about this video that I was doing or editing. And about a month ago, I went to a place called the Blue Ghost Tunnel. We took 5 winners from a contest my friend John held. And I'm going through the editing right now, and it's about an hour and a half, but of taping. I'm 18 minutes into it, and I've captured so much in the first 18 minutes. I don't even know what to do with. I have no idea what to do with it. And it's going to be good. And I will let people know that will be coming out on YouTube. It's not going to be going on Paraflix. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, seeing what else is in store in this video, because it's just great. But I think people are going to really, really enjoy it when they see it on YouTube. So anyways, other than that, I just wanted to mention those 2 things. Parapost and Hauntphobia. That video hopefully will come out on Friday, I think. Just depending how far I get along with the editing. So anyways, editing's my favorite part. Anyways,
no one's favorite part.
But you know what? When you let somebody else edit your video, you don't really have any control. But when you're editing yourself, you have all the control. And I'm able to do things in this video that might not necessarily be in if, other people edit the video. So anyways, other than that, so hopefully that video should come out at the end of the week. Hopefully people go over and watch it because it's really, really, really good so far. So, okay. So these two girls, I met these two girls quite a while back, and I actually met Sarah first through Facebook. She messaged me and asked me if I could be on their show. And I said, definitely, because you girls are a hoot and they're always having a lot of fun. And I did make fun of Sarah at the beginning of the show because she said Ontario wrong. She said Toronto wrong. And she even said my name wrong. So,
hey, Brian, not a nice thing to say to people.
It was actually really, really funny. It was actually really, really cute. Rosie and Sarah are just absolutely phenomenal girls, and I enjoy their podcast or their show, and I enjoyed that interview. If you guys are interested, I put all their links at the bottom underneath this video in the description. So if you want to go check those girls out, you want to subscribe to their Facebook, you want to go over and check out their website, it's all there in the description. And you will also notice on their website, they do hold investigations, and you can actually go out on these investigations and join these girls on these investigations and have a great time. And if you're a first time, you've never experienced an investigation, what a perfect time to do it, to go out with these girls, because they're going to give you a wonderful, wonderful time. And I'm so happy they're on the show today. So let me introduce you to, and this is only part of the group because there are other members of the group. And I know Sarah's, I think it's either her boyfriend or her husband, who's, if you go to their website, you can see who else is part of their team, but these girls are great. Here's Sarah and Rosie from Portal to the Paranormal.
Hello.
There they are.
Hi.
So before we get started, it's either going to be me or it's either going to get Lex is going to give you crap for not showing up earlier on the show. Somebody doesn't read their emails.
No credit for me. That I'm going to drop her in this one. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. What I did was, when they did pop up, I just called Sarah and I talked to her through Messenger, explaining what we are going to be doing on today's show. So I am so happy you guys are here. You guys,
thank you for having us.
Yeah.
I know if I were to, well, it is going to happen in the new year. Going out and investigating with you guys, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure, and it's an absolute blast.
Yeah,
and
Lex,
you guys
you
are
need to come
funny
too as well.
Well, Lex will be there. Will be there. So let me start off with this question first. What got you into the paranormal?
Oh, I'll let you go first.
I saw a full-on MFG. Proper there, stood there at the end of my bed. Well, actually, it was squatting. My son was about 3 months old. The sun was blazing through the window. It was 5 a.m., so it was a summer's morning. And I was just coming to, and I felt something poking me on the side of my arm. And I was awake. I was awake. I saw this woman with big brown eyes like mine squatting over the Moses basket, poking me with her finger. And then she was there for a moment. She disappeared. And as terrifying as it was, it didn't seem like it wanted to harm me or anything. And I remember keeping that bungalow spotless, scrubbing the flipping units. And don't do that again. This is still your home. Please don't do that again. But it looked so real. It really did. And a few things have happened to me since. But, you're just chasing that dragon. You just want to see it, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a really good, what's a good descriptive term about this job? Chasing the dragon. It's literally a drug.
Yes.
Oh God, it definitely is. And you hear that a lot, people saying that it's like a drug, because once you capture that first EVP or whatever you've captured, you want more and you want more and you want more. So yeah, it's a good drug though. It's a good drug.
Before we, can you, first of all, just so I know who's who.
I'm Rosie.
Nice to meet you, Rosie. So Sarah, you're on the other side. Nice to meet you.
That's why you come 30 minutes before the show. No, it's okay. It's okay.
So
it's all good.
I didn't turn up for a week, so I'm in
No.
more trouble.
You had a good excuse though, but still.
So what? So with the so that's obviously an absolutely terrifying thing to introduce you to the paranormal side of things. I think that probably trumps mine. And I mean, I saw like mine was red eyes through a black mist in the middle of an abandoned insane asylum, which is I think it's been torn down now. It's in next to Chessington theme park up the hill, and it was broad daylight, so that was mine. But I think I would have preferred mine. That's a creepy old woman.
Creepy old woman poking me.
Yeah, that's mad. That is a mad story.
And Rosie's, what was yours?
I think mine was I was a little weirdo when I was a child, so watching horror movies.
No,
My mum
really?
and dad let me. Yeah,
No,
little weirdo.
no.
I love it. And we used to watch horror movies, and used to watch over here. Lex would obviously know is Most Haunted. When we were kids, it was like amazing. It was the best show to watch as a kid for a paranormal show. But my mum's house is built on the runway of where the Spitfires used to take off down in the south coast. And they were brand new houses. My brother actually used to have a lady sit on the windowsill to tell him what to wear, and he used to open up his books. So I kind of knew something was going on. I never saw nothing when I was a child. It never really occurred to me. But growing up, watching those horror films, thinking what happened to my brother as a child, let's go to my first ghost hunt. Let's go to a mental asylum on the Isle of Wight. It's not there no more. And the most amazing thing happened. I was sat in the corridor. There was a little red light because it was the camera going. And me and my friend just felt these big arms come through the wall and kind of like grab us. And like it was trying to pull you in. Nope, I pelted down that corridor faster than lightning to try and get back to that group. And yeah, it was, but that's when I started. That was it. And I absolutely loved it.
What's your opinion on Most Haunted now that you've done investigations yourself?
Truly?
Oh yeah, I've slandered it hard on this show before. Don't worry.
Sorry.
So as I said, as a kid, it was amazing. As a kid,
I used to stay up for the live events when I was
Exactly.
younger. I used to love it. Yeah.
Yeah, they did one at Bewley, for one of their Halloween specials, and it's where my granddad grew up as a child, and he always said it was his playground was the Abbey, and he loved it. And watching Most Haunted as a child, watching that live was amazing. It was like, oh, did you see that orb? Which was obviously probably like a massive big bit of dust. Seeing the little girl on like next to the grave. My mum actually saw that one.
Derek Okora, he was great, but I think he was under a lot of pressure as a psychic medium. Yeah. And I think we went to Antwerp, didn't we? And Most Haunted had been to Antwerp. And when we asked the owner, oh, did you meet Annette Fielding? She said they were only here for 2 hours. How on earth could they be here to have an investigation for 2 hours?
And have like everyone being dragged around the room, basically. Or like 30 East Drive with Carl being dragged up the stairs. You can see the rope. I spent 2 nights there last year. I didn't get dragged up the stairs by a bit of rope. I will say that.
Some of it, yes. Some of it's great evidence. Some of it is real. But it's just, I think they were under a lot of pressure to perform. And I think a lot of these TV shows are under a lot of pressure, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Most of them are full of. There's one I haven't watched yet. Most of them are full of shit. They used to, some of them started off well. Like Ghost Adventures is one of them. Yeah, they had a really good beginning until the people who make the show realize they've now got to keep the brand going, just like Most Haunted probably. But so I do agree with you. I mean, this is one of the things that I'm doing on my channel is I'm going to the places that the Most Haunted team did, and I'm doing them properly, so I can debunk them. So that's my job. But
brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
just
a
cool
long-winded affair, ghost hunting, and you could be there all night and you could only capture a few little bits. I think that's what the stress of filming is that you have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Not unless you're Brian, the spirit box whisperer over there. He walks into a place and he gets all these EVPs. He's a magnet.
As soon as I turn a spirit box on, I get caught. Are we allowed to say the B word, like bitch?
I think I've said the F word twice already. So.
You know what? I have a theory on why that's happening. Because I'm a sensitive and because I'm unable to hear them, I could see them, but I can't see their facial features. I think they know this, and I think that's why they speak through my spirit box to talk to me.
Perfect.
And I think that's what's happening. And it might be far-fetched, but that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So yes, my SB7 does wonders, and I'm telling you, the video that I'm editing right now, in the first 4 minutes, I captured 4 EVPs.
Awesome. Oh, I love a good EVP.
And it's like there's one point, there's a point in this video where one of the contest winners heard laughing when we first walked into the tunnel.
Wow.
And nobody else heard it. I tried to see if I could hear it. I couldn't hear it. Anyways, later on in the video, I said, Maria, the girl's name, said she heard laughing. Can you laugh again? Literally 3 seconds later, you hear a laugh.
Wow.
Perfect. Brilliant.
So it's like, it's just stuff like that. And I think I've been kind of lucky because most of the spots that I've gone to are incredibly haunted here, or considered incredibly haunted here. And I always try to check for validation in some way before I go to a place, because if you go to a place and they said, oh, well, we heard a breath, then I most likely won't go there. But if I heard somebody say, well, I captured, 6 EVPs, then there's probably a more legitimate chance that you're probably going to capture something.
Yeah,
there.
you're
So
booking your Uber straight up.
yeah, I kind of tend to go that way. But of course, I did a house investigation that will be coming up in my third season.
Awesome.
They hear things every once in a while, but nothing overwhelming. But we definitely caught some stuff. So looking forward to that video. But go ahead, Lex. Yes, I know. I did that. Go ahead, Lex.
Absolutely.
I always say go ahead, Lex, and that's almost like me validating that it's okay for him to go ahead.
Oh.
I know my place. It's fine.
Oh,
Oh my god.
No, so but no, so I want to touch on a question about the filming kind of things. Like, I don't think a lot of people don't understand how hard it is, and that I think one of the longest ones is like 8 hours, and then you got like 8 to 10 seconds of something usable.
yes. Then what do you do?
So I want to know if you've experienced that on your investigations so far, where you've done like you've caught the bare minimum, and but even though it was a small thing, how do you feel when you catch that that 10-second window of what you're getting in an 8-hour session? How does that make you feel as investigators?
Well, this is where we're dinosaurs. We have got like cameras set up, these security cameras on our lives, and then we go around with our phones to actually film stuff. But this is what we would love to do, but it's having the know-how is to film our because we have guests as well, which brings extra energy, and we've got so much going on in different locations. It would take a lot for us in our teams to film and put it together, and we don't know how to do that. It's more than we have the cameras, we got the locations, and we got the know-how. We just haven't got Mr. Cameraman who's been following us around like Hannah Karai filming our asses running up and downstairs and stuff. But I tell you what, we did catch. We was at Merley House. And I was sat downstairs I put it actually on one of your websites. I was sat downstairs doing some glasswork with some guests, and I was just generally chit-chatting. And I said to my guests, I said, it's when you're just talking and just sharing ghost stories and experiences, stuff happens. And with that, my boss Dan come running around the corner, and his camera was set up from the staircase. And it's a beautiful descending Victorian staircase. And he said, Sarah, when you got a minute, you got to come round and look at this. And you see this massive sort of glowing orb, and it forms and it changes, and then it's like it's rolling down the stairs. Down the staircase, it's getting bigger and bigger. And I don't see anything. I'm sat at the bottom of the staircase, just chin-wagging with these two old birds. And this orb sort of just comes casually rolling down the stairs. And I have a look at it, and we replayed
above your head, and then disappears.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
And also the same night we had one go across in the cellar. So we do have our cameras set up. We have 4 cameras, so we'll put them in hotspots.
Yeah.
And the cellar in Merley House, Oh, I love it. It is absolutely like,
It's where the
I don't
servants'
even know the
quarters is,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
Pitch black. Can't see that in front of you.
So it's not really a camera person. It's not really a camera person you need. You need an editor.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got all the cameras going in the world. You don't need
Yeah.
a camera person. You need an editor.
Yes, it is definitely an editor that we need.
Yeah.
Because you know
That's why
what? You guys are doing all these incredible investigations.
Mm.
Like I took a look at your website again today and saw the what you've done in the past and what you're doing in the future. They look like incredible spots. You guys should be filming this. You should be editing it, and you should be putting it up on somewhere.
We
because
don't know how to do it.
We're just done.
We've got it all going on. We've got it there. I've actually contacted a few like film
Uni
companies,
students as
uni
well.
students. I did One Born Every Minute, and I contacted Dragonfly, and I've had nothing back to them. I think this is a great opportunity. We got it all there for you guys. All you've got to do is like film it, and it's like.
So let me ask you a question. Here in Canada, we have something that is called Kijiji, which is basically you can put an ad out for anything like real estate, jobs, whatever. So what I do and what I've done in the past is I put something like an ad on there for looking for an editor or a developer, or like I found my developer through this ad for Parapost.
Oh,
Wow.
Awesome.
So, maybe that's what you guys need to do. Just put an ad out. And I'm telling you, as soon as they find out it's going to be about paranormal, you're going to get a crap load. And just let them know that, unfortunately we can't pay you.
Yeah.
But you're going to
come
get
to an investigation.
Yeah, come out with us. Do the editing for us. You can even film for us and, be part of our group and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, people will say, for sure.
Yeah. We'll have to do it.
It would be ideal for a uni
on.
student, wouldn't it? We're looking for some sort of project.
I'm telling you guys, because I watch your lives on Facebook, and they're great.
You was watching when we went to Clapham Woods. I took 2 of our guests out to Clapham Woods, and you was watching. I think so one of the lads was scrying, and you can see so much going on, just even obviously through Facebook Live. But that's what we need to obviously capture and take off of Facebook.
Because I'm telling you guys, just because of the way you are and your personalities, people connect with that.
Yes.
People connect with people like you that are out there doing investigations, and you guys will do as good as Rob and Rob from the Patrol.
Nice.
They're doing extremely well. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, you guys need to get out there and film. You need to get out there and film and edit it, and you can do it yourself.
Anyone looking for a job? Anyone watching in the UK?
We've got some great locations.
Or in America, you can come on over. I've got a rabbit room you can stay in.
So now that we're talking about investigations, why don't you tell us about your latest investigation or what's coming up next?
We are so excited to tell you about this one. First of all, last week we went to Manchester, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went to the Antwerp Mansion, which, what's his name? Winston Churchill resided there when it was a gentleman's club. What's the history on that, Rosie?
Oh, the history is absolutely phenomenal. So we did a sleepover there. You were in the cellar.
I slept in a freezing cold cellar. I was like, I had a mummy sleeping bag, 3 water bottles that I had to fill up 3 times. And my husband and then my Nando and then Nikki, one of the other investigators, they were out for the count. I was like a frigging meerkat. I had my torch in my hand. I had this little slit where the mummy sleeping bag come up. And every little sound I heard, things coming down the stairs. I heard a man.
We all heard the scream in that house.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it wasn't me, no, but I was wired. I even took 2 Codamol thinking I could knock myself out. No way, I was there like that.
I guarantee once I get out to the UK next year, and I'm out with you guys and everybody else, I'm gonna have to be wearing Depends because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be peeing in my pants with you guys around.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
we love a good laugh.
If 10 ladies watching, you want an advert, we're
this is us.
That's awesome. That's
Antwerp
awesome.
Mansion. I had me and my mum. Mum might be watching, so hi, mum. We had the red room because they do raves there now. We had the red room, and it had a massive big swing in it. Obviously, as a 30-year-old with my mum in the room, what do I want to do? Play on the swing. I didn't, because I don't think it would take my weight. But the history of the place. So it was built in 17. No, that's wrong one. I've got a couple of our windows up. So Antwerp Mansion was built as a private home as part of the Victoria Estate. It's said to believe that the couple and the Belgian consort.
He was a Belgian consort. He was a trader, wasn't he?
Yeah, they came over to Manchester. They built this home, and the lady called everything Belgium. So she was
obsessed with Antwerp, wasn't she?
Yeah,
we had a little interview with the lady while we was there.
Yeah,
and it was a real sought out area, but. Now it's a bit different now, isn't it?
It's a bit of spray painted everywhere, holes in the ceiling.
Put it this way, you're in Manchester when you can smell weed on the street. That's what it was like. I was alright.
It's not wrong.
Suntan, but these guys were screwed. That's the kind of Manchester area we was in, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it was so funny. I ain't gonna lie.
You can imagine it was beautiful back in the day because it had all the tiles and the Victorian little detailed tiles on the fireplace.
But we had the cat balls going off. So the famous cat balls from Sainsbury's, they were going off something chronic. And we put two down next to each other, and then we were like, right, do this one. It will do that one. Do the next one. Do that one. Do both together. No. And then Claire took a picture, which had an orb sat above the cat balls.
Wow.
And then the cat balls were going off. You must have seen that one.
Yeah.
It was just an absolutely amazing place. And then Necrophonic, it was obviously living up to its name of stuff coming through. A little boy called Theo.
He fell through there's a massive skylight, a glass skylight above the staircase, because it's got this descending staircase which curls round in a square kind of. And apparently there was a little boy who was playing with, I think it was his granddad or something like that in the attic, and they were skipping along the skylight, and he fell through right to the bottom. And that came up, didn't it?
Yeah, that came up.
Got a key thrown at me.
Got a key thrown.
It was on the Ouija board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just a fantastic place. And it was like snippets of things. It wasn't like, oh my God, somebody's crawling up the wall with their head spinning 360.
No.
But it was just little snippets and really feeding you something and enticing you back.
But every time it's a different, you can go to one location and it'll be nothing will happen. You can go back to the same location and shit goes down.
Yeah.
It can be active. So it's not the same night. You can't just, they're not performing monkeys at the end of the day. They all show up as and when they want to.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, definitely. So I haven't been to that place in Manchester. I've been to Manchester, but I've not been to that place.
Oh, visit Antwerp. It's awesome.
I'll go. Well, I'm going to Manchester soon with another group off YouTube, and we're going to try and go to we've got the underground city.
Oh, lovely.
So because the people hiding the entrance on YouTube videos don't seem to get the concept of if you put a landmark behind you while filming your intro, that I'm not going to be able to find it. And it took me less than 10 minutes to find the manhole cover I need to go down. So
oh no.
Cheers, lads.
You need to take us next time.
Yeah, so I need to go and check it out and see if it's still available to get down. And if it is, I want to try. So I haven't met many people who do this in the UK before. So that's why I love this show. I've met three now. I've got three people, three groups. So it's something I want to do is take different ones down there and so they can all see it, because it's a hard place to get to. As long as you don't mind climbing down a sewage cover into
I've got a
abandoned
sturdy
city.
stomach.
Yeah, it should be fine. It just looks weird. But
Awesome.
Where are you based then, Lex?
So I'm at the moment I live in Milton Keynes.
Oh, okay.
Is that far from us?
It's just above London.
Whereabouts are you?
We're Southampton.
Yeah. So you're not far.
Oh, you're not too far.
No.
I do have I have a direct train from here to Southampton. So
there you go.
See, Brian, direct train. I'm in the center of the country. So it's great.
When I was on the show with these two girls, that I told them that I'd been to Southampton before.
Right. Well, you told me you went to Windsor before when I was living in Windsor, and I was like, "How have you been to my town?"
Well, no, like there was when I was there several years back, I was there visiting family. My ex had a lot of family there, so we were there for about 3 weeks, and we stayed in different places throughout the UK for the
That
3
was-
weeks. But we are in Southampton. I was telling him, I don't know if you remember this. The first morning I woke up there, I walked outside and I saw horses running down the street, and then right at the very end, I saw a donkey that was following the
Something
group.
correct.
Jesus.
That's totally the New Forest.
It's
Well,
the
that's
New
nuts.
Forest.
But yeah, I'll definitely make that journey. That'll be fine. That'll be quite.
Awesome.
I haven't
Yeah.
been anywhere. Have I been to Southampton before? I think I've been once. I went to an all bar one there because I went to cover them when I used to
Yep.
work for that company. So that's how I've been there. But where I used to live in Windsor, so where the
Right.
Queen lives. So there was a
Awesome.
lot of places. That's where I made my YouTube start doing this.
What a place
And now-
to start, Windsor.
Not bad at all, is it? And
No.
now I'm here. There's not too much history in MK. There's some things I'm learning about just before the city was built. So there's like a
Nice.
Roman thing around here. There's a road where they apparently can see Roman soldiers apparitions going down the street.
Oh.
So I'm looking into that. There's a few, but not. That's why I've taken a break from investigating for now because there's nowhere around here.
Oh, you need to come
But-
down here. We've got loads.
Look
Oh,
at our
I'll come down.
website, Lex, and then
I will.
see when you're free, and we'll get you in on one
Yeah.
or two
Lovely.
or three.
I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll move this on. We've mentioned the cat balls,
Mhm.
which I haven't got them yet. I've ordered them because I didn't think I'd enjoy the use of them. I thought they were a bit sensitive or temperamental, and then I just keep seeing them being used, and it's just a cool thing to watch happening on camera. So
Yeah.
I test everything I do for things that can affect them anyway. So I want to see what can affect them
Yeah.
because I like pointing out people who are faking stuff. So it's fun.
We've
So-
had guys like sitting on the floor, laying down and going, blowing
Trying
it
to-
so hard,
yeah.
and it's just sat there, and and then the next one over the other side goes off, and he's like, okay, I don't know what to do.
The only
hard.
ball I use, I do one where I try and make them roll it.
Yes.
And to get the ball, I wanted something with an odd shape, so I actually took the wings off the golden snitch from Harry Potter, and that's what
Wow,
I
that's
use as
brilliant.
my ball. So
Oh, I love it.
funky thing.
This in no way is a joke or a pun, being half Asian. But have you tried ping pong balls?
No, but I can look into that as well.
There's nothing you know what? I thought about that myself, but I went to the dollar store and picked up the regular cat toys with the bell
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You said
they're
last
just
time.
they're just as good. So
Yeah. Ball. They're just fun in general.
Yeah.
So that
I
leads
do
me to
balloons.
Yeah.
I've started balloons.
balloons is
Oh,
good.
that's cool.
So that brings us on to one of my favorite questions we ask. Actually, is of all the equipment that you use, what's your favorite? And
I'll
what's
let you
the
go
one thing?
first.
One thing you
Oh.
definitely want to use every time you want to go out, and it can't be a camera.
Yeah.
We've had people say camera, and we're like, no, the camera's just your eyes. Just you
Cam-
don't need
Yeah,
it.
but we already know that they're afraid of cameras. So
No, they're
we
afraid
know
of
it's not-
cameramen and editors. That's what they're afraid of. They bought cameras, but no one to use them.
They're just
But-
sat in the cupboard.
But yeah, so yeah, favorite. What's the one piece of equipment that you are itching to use every time you head out?
Well, I know what I want. I know what I would really love, but I haven't got it. It's one of those sheets with all the lights on that I've seen on Paranormal Lockdown, and they're very sensitive, so you can wave your hand over a certain area and the lights come up like some sort of motion detector. But
Oh, yeah.
it would be, I do like the spirit box, really. Yeah, I do.
You're a
But
dowsing rod
I'm
as well.
dowsing rods, but I'm more of I do like the Victorian methods, but the only thing is they can be easily influenced, like the Ouija board. I do like a good Ouija board, but
Yeah.
it's you trusting people to do it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can
Well,
mess
I've
about.
I did a Ouija board test because I love Ouija boards. I've got the plectrum on my shirt.
Nice.
I've got it on
Love
my neck. So I'm a
Oh.
huge fan of Ouija boards in concept. But I actually did a thing with people before where I didn't participate. I watched, and this big group was doing it, and they were doing great. They were pulling words out left, right, and center, which is weird because the place that we did it was nowhere near linked to anything paranormal.
Right.
So, but they were getting loads of stuff, and I was like, "But this building was built on nothing." Like a year ago, so I don't know who this 1970s person is that's talking to you, but okay, it's fine. We'll keep going. Keep going. And then after an hour, I was like, "We're going to do it again, but we're going to do it blindfolded, except for me,
Perfect.
so I can see." But I didn't just blindfold them; I turned the board around,
Yep.
and
So they didn't
ironically, it was moving everywhere, picking all these letters out, but none of it was coherent.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's really ironic that if you can't see it,
Soon
it
as you
doesn't work.
can't see
So
it.
I love Ouija boards. I don't believe they work. I think they can attach things to you. I don't think they work as a means of communication, really, because but I don't like anything with too much human element.
Yep.
So the fact that you have to put, like you said, you have to put the trust in the group.
Yeah.
So I love them. I love the fact that everyone's scared of them.
Yeah.
Love that.
And the Monopoly, the people who own the Ouija board thing, they're cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just if it could let it move by itself, I would use it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just can't trust it. There's too much that can go wrong, I think, with a Ouija board. That's the only reason I don't really use them.
See, I use a glass and marble. So I'd use a wine glass with the marble inside. I've had it dead still. If Mum's watching, she's been there. We've had the glass dead still, just an index finger on it. And the marble is then chinking from side to side and then going around in a circle. So you can't control the marble.
That's really cool. That's a really good thing, yeah.
Yeah. So you can move the glass. If you want to move the glass, that's fine by me. But you can't move that marble. So let's keep the glass still.
Yeah,
and get that
really
marble
cool.
moving.
And I like the idea of a blindfolded Ouija board session. I think that makes perfect sense. But because they can't see it, can they?
So another thing...
I did it because of the Estes method, which I'm very fond of doing.
Estes,
I do it all the time. I'll be doing it at this house. So
awesome.
I do it all the time. And I wanted to bring that concept to something that people can are touching rather than basing off they can't hear what I'm hearing.
Yep.
So I was like, let's try and experiment that way.
Yep.
And there are different ways. Like when I did the Red Book game, it works the same as a Ouija board, I suppose, except you can't see the page or the letters, so you're picking something out random. And some of it worked. So I think there are different ways. I think depending on I think maybe they can work. It is just the too much that can influence it is the reason why I don't like them. Could
the person you're talking to really spell? That's
the other thing.
That's another thing. That was back then. If you're talking to someone from like 1800, say, could they really actually spell properly, or the words that they would have used wouldn't be spelt how we spell it today, maybe? So,
and I will say, I'll let you finish the question in a second. Another thing I want to point out is something I saw something for the first time in a very long time. I've always questioned this with spirit boxes, necrophonics. I've questioned this, that everyone's English or everyone can speak English, right? Until I watched a video, and it's an English guy doing investigations. And he's in Switzerland, I think, or he's in somewhere in Europe, and he's getting loads of English words coming through, and sometimes barely nothing. And then he gets answered in German.
Wow!
On a spirit box, and he can speak German, so he understood it. He got answered in something else, like when he came home and he realized it was in Mandarin. And it's where like he shows you the comparison, and it was a really cool video for me because I was like, the one thing I had to question about it was everyone speaks in English.
Yes.
When they come through, and then this guy just blew me out the water because there's like 8 or 9 different languages he gets in his videos. It's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did we have that down Vicky Park? Because they've got the war memorials from all over the world, different.
Yeah, we've had French come through.
French come through. Yeah. Victoria Country Park. You know where Florence Nightingale.
Oh yeah,
the military
hospital. There's a massive military graveyard at the back, and we took the spirit box down there. And this French guy was coming through.
Yeah. Lucky enough, Jojo can speak a little French, so she was like, I failed French at school, so.
So did I.
I'm with you on that one. So she was able to like siphon what was saying, but yeah, it's weird, and how obviously it's hard because you can't manipulate the spirit box.
No, you can't.
And I love the Gansfield and the Estes method.
You do.
And when you're obviously then asking questions, when they're blindfolded, they can't hear you, especially like at Antwerp Mansion. I was asking spirits, he wasn't really talking much, nothing. You could hear the breaking of the white noise, but he wasn't saying nothing. So I said, okay, can you go and touch his arm, touch his hand, touch his leg? And next minute he went handshake. And he then shouted out that I felt something cold come across his left hand. So, were they really there? Did it happen? He couldn't have heard me. I did entice him with £2,000 sat in front of him. Didn't take it, so he couldn't hear me.
When we was at Groundlands this Friday, both teams got the name Emily.
Yeah,
and they also got the information of a child being thrown down the stairs. That was on Spirit Box. Two different teams, and we come together at the end. So that was amazing bit of.
And we get all of our guests that are in 2 different teams. Do not talk to the enemy. You can't say nothing until at the end of the night we do a little wash up of what both teams have got.
Both Kit and Emily on that spirit box. It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, so basically when you do these groups, you separate, depending how many people you have, you separate them, and then you all come together and you kind of converse on what everybody captured and to see if it's similar or different or that's great. That's
and then
we had a historian. We had Dudley, didn't we?
Dudley, the
who
historian.
Knew everything about Groundlands Theatre, and he could clarify stuff that would happen, didn't he?
Yes.
And names that were said.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So moving on here, and I'm guessing there's probably going to be more than one place that you guys love, but what's been your favorite place to investigate?
Oh, okay. So I went twice last year, and we've actually got our Christmas party there this year. It's 30 East Drive. It's hard because I've only been there twice. Is it overrated? I don't know. Is it true what's happened there? Is the Pritchard family, is there a poltergeist there? Since being there, I did take a bit of coal from the shed and I put it in one of my dolls in her heart. Since I've had her, since I've had the coal in her chest, if I have my cat balls around her, they'll go off something chronic. You were on FaceTime to me one time, weren't you? And they were going off like something chronic. But I think 30 East Drive, and I think Fort Widley, which is the underground tunnels at Portsdown Hill, which is in Portsmouth. First time I went there, absolutely zilch happened, nothing. Then started going back, and then you hear these footsteps coming up behind you. It's just amazing. It's just awesome.
And Sarah?
For me, I've got two, but I'll start from my very favourite, and it's one we do all the time. It's called Manor Farm, and it's a 16th century farm that's literally up the road. It's got an old cottage, a farm cottage, and a house. And what did it for me is that these three girls was on the Ouija board, and I had a K2 meter next to it, and the K2 meter was sort of clarifying with the lights as the questions were being answered. And we got this old lady come through, and she was about 80, and she would not give her name. We kept asking for her name, and it would spell out no, and then we'd ask it again, it would go to no. And I was a bit of a rookie back then, and I said, why don't you, because we split the teams, the girls were us, the boys were upstairs on the beds, and I'd go upstairs and scare the boys. And as we said that, it went straight to goodbye really fast, and these movements on the Ouija board were quite fast. But with every question that we were asking, the K2 would answer at the same time. So anyway, we come off the Ouija board, and I said, right girls, do you want to go in the old schoolroom, because there's like an old Victorian schoolroom with desks and everything, or do you want to go upstairs? And with that, the K2 light starts going. It's like, all right then, Spirit, do you want us to go upstairs? So off we go upstairs, and I put this one girl, Georgina, into the room next door with this taxidermy dog called Nimrod.
He's massive.
He's like an old bull mastiff. And for the fear factor, as we do, we're going to shut you in there for 5 minutes, tell us what happens. And we'll hear this almighty scream. And down the side of her neck, I've actually got it on our website, she's got 3 scratches. And they say that represents the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's like a mockery, like 3 knots. Yeah. And she vowed never to go there again.
She's never been.
And when I spoke to a more experienced investigator, he said the fact that it wouldn't give its name, and you probably mocked it wanted to teach us a lesson by scaring the hell out of that young girl. And also Preston Manor in Brighton.
Oh, Preston Manor.
The Queen Victoria went there. It's got the cigar room with all leather up the sides, and it's just all the fixtures and fittings are there, and it's got the feel of Victorian house. It's got all that sort of, when you walk in, you can feel it. It's breathtaking, and it's not just the spirits. It's the history of the place, isn't it?
Even Stansted.
Stansted
House as well.
Beautiful.
The cat ball just flew off of this wheelchair at us.
It did. It's like someone went ping.
It's like someone flicked that cat ball.
This is why I was kind of afraid to ask this question, because you guys can go on.
So inspirational. The guests, the screams started running.
All of their legs jumped up, like, because we were sat on this massive big bench and this big table, and this cat ball just flew at us, and it was just like, and it was sat on a wheelchair. Because it had been going off before it got like hooned off the chair. But there's just so many places. It's,
you know what, that's why I'm so looking forward to coming there next year. And because I know there's going to be loads and loads of places that everybody's going to be able to take me to, and I'm very looking forward to investigating with everyone. And I think one of the biggest reasons why I'm enjoying it, one, because of the places, and two, because of I'm going to be with everybody. But the third one for me is I'm going to learn something from everyone. Like, I think I'll learn something from you two. I'll learn something from Lex. I'll learn something from Rob, and I'll learn something from John and Ralph.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. And
Awesome.
the collab, I think it's going to be huge. And
Definitely.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a crazy couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it definitely is, for sure.
We asked you that question, whether you guys are going to Bosworth. You're going to Bosworth Hall for the Festival of the Unexplained?
I've never even heard of it.
No, another one. Oh my god!
You have 15 seconds to fill me in quickly. Where is it?
Bosworth Hall is amazing. You've got like some Daniel Class coming over. You've got Miranda Young coming over. You've got Barry Guy attending. It is 3 days worth of paranormal. It's like a paranormal convention.
We're going there for the Saturday, aren't we?
We're there for the Saturday.
The whole weekend.
What's the date?
It's March the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
I think the Saturday was
maybe
£74, wasn't it?
I'm wondering if maybe that's.
Much.
I'm wondering if maybe that's the couple of weeks or 3 weeks that I'm coming down, or coming across. Actually, that's when I should be coming.
Patty Negra, she's going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Maybe that's the time I should be coming.
Yes, definitely.
So we'll definitely see. So I am going to ask you this next question because Lex loves the last question.
Yeah.
So, what has been, both of you can answer, what has been your scariest moment or place to investigate?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
It's not like scary, it's just really uneasy. So it's actually a location not too far from where we're actually now. It's in Basildon. It's called the Grey Ladies Estate. It's one of our little ghost walks that we do, so you don't have to hire the place. It is open to the public. It's a little graveyard for the family. They apparently don't like gypsies on their land, so the people that are buried there, Mr. and Mrs. Shaw's story. And I dissemble from gypsy bloods. I'm not a gypsy anymore. It's my ancestors Romany gypsy. My partner is very like brush off the shoulder kind of thing, and he was my little guinea pig during lockdown when we were allowed to do our exercise walks. Because obviously, where does a paranormal investigator exercise walk? In a cemetery. And so he did the Gansfield for me, and I was live on Facebook, and he shouted out the name Amy, and I didn't associate it first, but she's actually the one that's the Romany gypsy in my family, which was like 3 generations back. And I then felt something behind me. So I've got the spirit box in my hand. He's attached with the lead to the headphones to himself, sat on the bench. I turned round, I looked back at him, and he shouted, "Fuck!" like someone did, like someone caught him. So I said, "Did I just feel you behind me? Did I catch you coming up behind me?" And he then shouted out, "Hit her over the head." And
oh wow.
Yeah, I was actually there last night, and it is just an uneasy feeling in there. It's different, isn't it? Each night is different there that you go, but every time I'm there, small numbers, you're vulnerable. And there was only 2 of us there last night, and I didn't put protection on, but halfway through I had to put up protection on myself. And Kian, his name is, he's one of our guests that's been coming with us. It's just so uneasy feeling, and obviously knowing that something wants to come over and hit me on the head.
What was that place called again? Sorry, because I recognise the name.
So this is a mausoleum. It's called the Grey Ladies.
The Grey Ladies
Estate.
I've actually, so Brian knows that I work for a paranormal research company, and I have a case file on that place.
Do you?
It was one of the first things that I did for him. Yeah. And I've said it's on my list of where I need to go, because it's actually, I did a case file on it.
I was there last night. You need to come.
Now I'm sold. I'm going to go there.
Oh, definitely. Well,
I want to get hit on the head by something. Let's go.
We had something. We wasn't sure if it was either something come at us, or like something through us, or if it was like a really light footstep next to us. Because I was explaining the story to Kian about hitting over the head in the spirit box, and my partner wouldn't doesn't know much. He was just my guinea pig, and he's your brother-in-law, isn't it?
Yeah.
So because we're sister-in-laws, and so you know what he's like. Doesn't really want to know about it.
No.
But he had to do it for me.
She made him.
It made him. He's never been back since.
And Rosie, what is yours?
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Oh my God!
You looked at
Sarah.
You looked at the names
The
on
names
top
are
of them,
on the
didn't
right
you?
I did. Oh, God damn it! No, Sarah, and I know it's Sarah because I speak to you all the time. So, Sarah, what's yours?
So I would say, I know I keep bringing it up, Manor Farm. I do love that one.
Yeah.
And when I was there as a guest back in 2015 on a Halloween, and it could have been influenced by the other people that were at the table with us. We did some table tipping, and no word of a lie, this table was massive. You could fit 6 people around it. It was absolutely
but
huge.
it's heavy wooden.
But it's heavy and wooden. And this thing had somehow, as we were stand up, and we actually had our fingertips on the back of our fingertips on it. It was on 2 legs, and it was just rocking backwards and forwards. And me and my sister, some of these guys that were around the table at first, when it first shunted, they were screaming and they ran off. And me and my sister just high-fived it and said, "This is going to be awesome." And we stayed for the show. So the table was 4 of us around it at the time, 2 lads around the front of it, and then there was me and my sister around the other side. And it was on 2 legs, and we asked it, "Do you want us to stay? Do you want us to go?" And it just flipped itself over. But coming back from that night, I didn't realise that you should really ask any spirit people to stay. And my children were very young at the time, and my husband, we had to crack open the vino because we were really, really shaken up over what had just happened. And the children, I thought we heard run across the landing. And I think Gino must have been about 6 at the time. Rocco was a bit younger, he was about 4. And my husband goes, "I'll go up and I'll check the kids. I'll tell them to get back in bed." He come down, what is the ghost? He's like, they're asleep. No one's awake. And this is when stuff started happening. 3 o'clock in the morning, my husband woke up, something at the end of the bed grabbing our feet. Really small hands grabbing our feet.
No.
And then it grabbed my foot, and I could feel it grabbing my foot. And one of them kids, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go nuts at them. I turned the light on, thinking it was one of the children at the end of the bed, and nobody was there. Went into the bedrooms, they were asleep. My 14-year-old at the time kept getting punched in the stomach, and at night we could hear like this whispering, but it was in a foreign language, and it was like 2 people whispering. My 14-year-old could hear it at the same time. He was hearing in his bedroom whispering. And then my Gino, who was 6, he was saying, "Mummy, it keeps saying my name. It keeps saying my name." And I was thinking, oh shit. I bought
What have I done?
We were getting these little droplets of water, which I know now from Sarah Lemos that it could have been ectoplasm, just dropping on us randomly. And it didn't matter if it was hot or if it was cold. These droplets of water would drop on us. I had to go around my entire house saying, "Get the out of my house. This is my house. You are not welcome in my house. You stay out of my house." And I think where I felt it was threatening my family, and it was that to me is scary. And also in Manor Farm, I've had something in my ear go, "Sarah," like it knew me. I ran at my I ran like a dark horse. Sorry, and my other colleague, because it was right there, Sarah.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
That's
Well, it's
crazy,
awesome
man.
that was happening, but not awesome it was happening in your family.
It's awesome when it happens to other people's families. Like, I'm
Yes.
like, oh, this sounds really cool.
Incredible. That's
Amazing.
awesome.
Then what next?
Glad it wasn't me.
happens to me. I'm shadow boxing in the bedroom.
I love
You
that.
need a safe place, don't you? And
Yes.
your home is
Yeah.
a safe place.
Yeah.
You don't want to take it home with you.
Well, this is one of the risks of what we do, and we all know this risk, and it doesn't deter us at all. It's like what Brian says. We're like the only job in the world where something, apart from maybe say only job, police do it too, but if something bad happens or something dangerous is going on, and we don't run away, we run toward it. We run to it. We're like, we need to see it, man. We need to do it, and it's cool. It's one of my favorite things. So that brings us to my final question, my favorite question, and that's Brian. You know that I word this funny, and I know you're smiling already. So me and Brian, we have all the money in the world, billions and billions, and we give it all to you guys in a duffel bag, and we send you to one place anywhere in the world each. Which one to investigate it? where in the world would that money take you? Where would you like to go?
I'll let you go first.
Oh, I've got a dream. Well, we've got a dream, haven't we?
We have.
I want to go to New England and travel down that strip, go to the Amityville House, all the way up to Salem, go and see the, what is that one? The Rhode Island House. Where is the Hinsdale House? See where that axe murder. Lizzie Borden.
Up to Salem.
Salem.
Yeah.
Is that for the both of you?
No.
Okay.
So mine kind of changes, and we actually spoke to someone quite a while ago who actually said this place, and I thought, oh my God, what a fantastic location. Egypt and the pyramids. That's where I want to go.
That's the first time we've had that one. Actually, both those answers are the first time.
Egypt.
That's my third. That's my third. Egypt is definitely my third.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. In Egypt, right outside of Cairo, and I think I've spoken about this before on the show. There's a place called the Dead City.
That's number 2 on my list.
Basically, what it is 1 million people live in this city, and they all live in tombs.
Oh, yes.
And these tombs are, I don't know how you live in a tomb, but they're all livable supposedly, and the bodies are still in the tombs. And it's creepy.
Without being offensive to any Egyptians who might watch our show, because I do love ancient Egypt and their culture. Without being offensive, the smell in those houses must be something funny, no?
Yeah.
Surely.
Alistair Crowley was obsessed with Egypt, wasn't he? He went in there and started conjuring stuff up and created a whole new religion out of it, which I think is quite offensive to the Egyptian religion.
Yeah, you know what I think would be really cool? Because I was watching the History Channel today, and they had a special on Egypt, the Lost Treasures.
Oh,
and they were mainly talking about Cleopatra.
Yes.
Now, wouldn't it be phenomenal if you were actually be able to catch on your spirit box Cleopatra?
Oh, it would be amazing.
That would be insane.
You got to be careful there, Brian. There are a couple of people, there's a couple of American channels watching our show, and this is the kind of shit that they get all the time. So there'll be a video next week, Brian.
Yeah, you'll be stolen.
Oh my God, Cleopatra spoke to me. Sure she did. You'll see it. It's going to happen. But that would be awesome.
And what's funny about that is they had the green screen in the back, and it's Egypt. Oh, we're ghost hunting.
I love that.
There's got to be some sort of alien influence, though, for those pyramids because they are so advanced. How can dirt diggers at the time? How can people actually build those things? Yeah, but they were had to struggle to find food. Never mind build some flipping high-tech pyramids
and to line up with the stars.
To line them up with the stars as well.
Yeah,
there's got to be something that has influenced that a bit more than. This
is the most popular belief that there's extraterrestrial involvement in pyramids, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I love the pyramids. I think they're one of the greatest wonders of the world, and the fact I don't think in the rest of human history, human future, I don't think we'll ever find out.
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you that's all wrong.
This is where we all come into it.
Well, it's all wrong about the aliens because in a past life, I was an Egyptian and I helped build the pyramid.
You laid the top one.
Can't tell you who I was in a past life. I was a very evil man.
The CN Tower here, like the CN Tower here in Toronto. That I was the guy that put that top piece from the helicopter.
Yeah,
so,
from a drone.
Actually, you want to know something? I'm going to tell you an interesting stat. It's useless to know this, but the CN Tower, when it was first being built, okay, and just to throw this out there, the CN Tower's birthday is on my birthday. So if I go to the CN Tower, I can go up in the CN Tower for free because you'd want to go for free because it's like $3,000 to get up at the top of the CN Tower. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So there was a park that was probably a couple of kilometers away from the CN Tower. So what they were doing is the helicopter was coming over. They were hooking it and then taking it to the CN Tower and putting it on top.
Wow.
Well, there's a piece that if you wanted to, you can go to the park and you can sign it.
Really?
So I was like, I think I was like 7 years old. No, wait a minute. How old was I? I think it was 8, and I signed it. So my name is actually on the CNC.
So
Oh,
can you
that's
can you go
awesome.
back? Can you go back there and then put underneath your name, find it, and put sub to Huntophobia?
That's awesome.
Years later, the transformation. I'd do it. That's exactly what I would do.
Yep.
Also, I
So,
think of
Sarah, did you mention your place, right? I'm getting
I did.
this conversation's all over the place now. It's gone awry. It's gone awry. It's been great. It's been awesome. But what were you going to say, Sarah?
Well, I think a great location, which I did mention it to another investigator as well, would be the American Gangster Museum in New York near Chelsea. Al Capone had it as a speakeasy. I've been there, it's amazing. And actually, Frank Sinatra was a barman there as well. And downstairs is where the nightclub is. The walls were filled with dynamite so they could blow it all up if the police raided. It's like Prohibition. If they got raided, then they could blow it all up. And there was actually a tunnel that led out to the sea where they could go. I think a ghost hunt there would be flipping off the wall.
That'd be cool.
I just remembered you said in the Hinsdale House, Rhode Island, and all those stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you said, Sarah, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
So
Just
can I
kidding.
say that's one of the smartest answers to that question, by the way, because we give you all the money, and including you and me, Brian, we've only said one place.
Well, we're minted because
It
we
doesn't
live in
cost
that
all.
money.
It doesn't cost all the money in the world to go to Japan's forest. What are we going to do with the leftovers? We've been using this question wrong this entire 37 episodes, and we've never answered it correctly.
Well, first of all, if we were to give somebody billions of dollars, I think they would probably go more spots than just one.
Yes.
I'd go to that forest and stay there.
Yeah,
Every
Suicide
day.
Forest. Yeah, just
Forever.
camp there.
I'd stay in there forever.
Camp.
Yeah.
I'd bury
Camp
the rest of the money in that forest.
Just put the digits down of where you put it so we can come and find it.
No one will find it. Just leave it there.
That's
But that is a really cool answer. That trail has got so much paranormal history. So I actually rate that. That is such a cool idea. I might have to steal that idea. Right, do you want to go to
Camper
America
van.
next year?
Camper van.
No.
Oh, no, you don't, do you? No.
No, I do not want to go to America next year.
Oh.
No.
We'll send you a postcard.
Well, see, the problem is last summer I was supposed to go to America, and I was trying to drive over the border, and I got stopped. They turned me around. I never even went into the States. They turned me around, and I had to go in quarantine for 2 weeks, and I didn't even go to the States.
Oh my.
Because even though you're filming something for a streaming service, which is why you were going, doesn't count as essential work travel. And I was like, well, technically, if you're filming something to go on a streaming platform, that's work travel, no?
Yeah.
I spoke to somebody that knows people in the Homeland Security, and basically they told me that they were just being asses. They could have let me across, and they were just being jerks. Which,
oh dear,
it's fine. It is what it is. But I'm not going to go to the States anytime soon.
You're coming here first.
I'm coming there first, and
Go to UK.
The U.S. I love the people in the U.S., but your country sucks. So no, I'm just kidding. And no, I do not want any hate stuff coming towards me. But anyways, I want to thank you girls for coming on today's show. This was a lot of fun.
Having us. It's been awesome.
Yeah, for anybody that's watching now, you can go to the description below and you can follow them on all social media platforms. And I will let you know that both these girls are on Parapost, so you can go follow them on Parapost as well. And yes, it's phenomenal. You girls are phenomenal. I love you both.
Thank you. So are you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next year.
Yes.
And it's going to be a great time. And I want to thank you again for coming on today's show.
Oh, thank you for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Blast.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Well, that's phenomenal. That's great.
Oh.
I was going to say thank you as well. It's been. I didn't really know much about you guys until Brian said you were going to be on the show. Again, another reason why I love this show, because I get to meet people. And so as you can see, I've just liked your page on Facebook.
Oh, thank you, Lex.
And check out our website. Look at
I'll
all
be
our
doing that.
events.
I'll be doing that straight after this.
And
'cause, I'm very.
what ones are you coming on?
Yeah, we've got loads
I'll-
of events coming up.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll be on one of those. But as well, say
And-
that you guys have got incredibly great energy. You're incredibly fun. Like this has been a
Thank
really
you.
fun episode. Like the energy with you guys is great. It's gonna be crazy in person. I can imagine it's gonna be crazy.
It's a whole lot 10 times worse than this.
Oh, I can imagine. So, but I just want to say, I want to wish you good luck in the future events you've got coming up.
Thank you. So yourself.
And I just want to say that I think you guys have got a great thing going on. You get an editor,
Yeah,
because that'll help you with your events and stuff as well, because people want to go and join in for that. But yeah, I think you've done something great. I think the locations that you've spoken about are fantastic. And it's just been a real pleasure to get to talk to you and get to know who you guys are. So
thank you,
so
and
much
lovely
for
to
coming
meet you too, Lex.
And you know what's great also, just before we let you go, if you do get that editor, you can provide that that video to all the people that were your guests.
Yes.
And you can could probably charge them a little bit more. Just saying.
Definitely. I like it.
That's how you pay the editor.
There you go.
Thank you for the tip.
Anyways, you girls have a wonderful rest of the day or night,
Yes.
and we'll definitely talk soon. Okay.
Yes, we'll do. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Lovely seeing you
Bye.
both. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
That was an incredibly fun show. That was so
Yes.
funny. That's
That,
what you meant. They're crazy.
Yeah. They were absolutely amazing, and I love their energy, and I'm definitely looking forward to spending some time with everybody out there. So, but I definitely want to thank everybody that came into the show today. I don't have much else to add. And we'll definitely see you next week. I will let you know next week's show. We will have Bad to the Bone paranormal researchers on the show next week, and looking forward to talking to them. And other than that, I will say my goodbyes, and everybody enjoy your week. And until next week, we'll see you then.
Nice one. I'll see you all next week.